Good morning and welcome to day 3 of the Open program at the Australian Surf Lifesaving Championships here on the Sunshine Coast. Kirsty Higginson joins me again. Your club, Noosa, you're not competing, but they won their first ever Aussies gold medal yesterday. What was the talk among the girls last night?
It was unbelievable. So much vibe happening and so good to see, especially with a young team coming through. But then you had Charlene, been competing in the club for over 20 years and still hadn't won a gold medal. So it's so good to see. And there's so much vibe and excitement, so it was really special to be a part of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to compete, but still so good to watch. Yeah,
fantastic day of action yesterday. Probably none more so than, well, two clubs really stood out. Newport had a great day. Georgia Miller featured pretty prominently for them, but your minor, one of the smaller clubs and emerging clubs, low on numbers, but well, you wouldn't know it based on results, would you?
Definitely not, and it's so good to see these smaller clubs coming up and just dominating and really making a stand and showing their name on the national stage. So that Gemma Smith, gosh, hasn't she had a carnival already?
Yeah, 3 gold medals in a 15-minute period. Unbelievable. No doubt, ecstatic after the race. We have to hear from Gemma Smith again this morning.
We've got a really good, strong, dominant couple of girls in the under-17, so we've got some really good younger members coming through too. So yeah, definitely a club to watch coming up through the ranks.
And Kirsty, obviously we've got a huge weekend ahead. We have to set ourselves up for some of those finals, and we've got a big day of qualifying, heats, and quarterfinals. And what are you most looking forward to?
Probably definitely the double skis. It's such a crazy event and it's really full on, so good to spectate and watch. You have all these paddles going at the same time, which, when you're breaking it down, it's really hard because you're meant to keeping in time with the person in front. You have the person setting up stroke in front, and then you have your powerhouse in the back. So, you have your big clubs like your Northcliffs looking pretty predominant in these first few heats, but finals, anything can happen. It's really going to be really exciting to watch.
Yeah, obviously we've got the restricted surf race today as well. So, we've had surf teams, we've had the heats for the surf race itself. The restricted, tell me why that one's different.
Restricted surf race is different to your open surf race. With open, anyone can compete in it, but restricted is over 24s. So a lot of the people that did perform very well in the surf teams yesterday probably will be performing very well in your restricted surf race. So you're looking at names like Kai Hurst and Shannon Eckstein, probably looking for the title. Yeah, well, no surprise there. Shannon Eckstein was absolutely outstanding yesterday at surf teams with Northcliffe. Northcliffe got the double in that, didn't they? Yeah, it was really good to see. Just the powerhouse club really, and they're such strong swimmers. So I think in the girls we had even up to Northcliffe D. Just shows you how much thickness really, how many competitors there are for Northcliffe. Yeah. Belt race. That's one you're telling me off camera is a little bit of fun. It is. Belt race is a really fun race. You have your really strong swimmer that runs up, picks up the belt and runs out to sea, and then you have your linesmen that run out and they feed the line out to the belt. But it's a lot harder than what it looks because you have to make sure that there's enough slack on the rope, but it's not too heavy for the person to get to the can first. So it's a really tough race. I can tell you there's a little bit of nostalgia around this race too. The local councillor here, former national champion Jason O'Prey, is going to compete. Now he did it at the Queensland titles too, and in his team is Ralph Devlin, legend of surf lifesaving from a competition, but more so in an administration sense. He's the president of Queensland, the vice president of Surf Lifesaving Australia. They've teamed up because of the nostalgia around this event, and that's everywhere, isn't it? We're really feeling people want to embrace the Aussies 2016 because it's the first time back on the sunny coast. And it's been 36 years back here, so it's really good to see. And even we had yesterday with Grant and Trevor Hendy. That was unreal to see. All these stories are coming out from underneath the woodwork, underneath the tents, and especially with, like you're saying, nostalgia of this carnival here. So it was really great to see. It'd be remiss of us not to mention that moment where they ran up the beach together and holding hands across the finish line. They did it. They entered that race 3 minutes before. So good to see. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I'll definitely have to run down here and watch it. Yeah. But, things like that are going to happen. There was a buzz along the beach too, and people knew that there was a bit of history unfolding. Potentially the last time we're going to see that particular moment. They didn't go in it to be super competitive. They went in it to really roll back the years. Yeah, it's really good to see. I enjoy coming down here and seeing those events and things like that, just showing you, and it can carry on. It carries on, and that's what it's so special about our sport. Yeah, you live here, you're used to this, but the Sunshine Coast never fails to deliver. It is absolutely stunning here on the beach today, here at Maroochydore and right along the precinct. The conditions look pretty good. Let's catch up with our coastal safety expert, Stephen Lake.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, everyone. It's a cracker of a morning here on the Sunshine Coast. We've got a very slight breeze. That's from the west. Now later in the day that will swing to the south. That'll see the surf chop up a little bit, but not too much. The tides today, we got a high tide at 8 o'clock this morning, the low tide at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's not going to impact us too much at all. The low tide, the banks will start working really hard again, and the competition committee and the referees are making sure that the carnival remains safe. The surf we're predicting for later in the week. Now, I don't think we're going to see that till late Sunday. By then, the competition's probably done and dusted. Nothing to worry about. Systems are go. It's going to be a great day here for the third day of the titles. Back to you, Paul.
So Kirsty, as we said, the whole precinct's in action. We've got Alexandra Headland with the boats, and they're in action today. Their big finals days on Sunday. Beach sprints took place last night down at Mooloolaba. Fantastic atmosphere down there in that twilight atmosphere.
Like I was saying before, it's such a great atmosphere to come down here and not only have your water events here, but split over to Mooloolaba Beach, which is so good, such a great amphitheatre. And we had Nicole Kay take out the Open Women's Beach Sprint last night, knocking over Ellie Graff, which is, you know, good to see such a young girl coming through. And she just seems to be dominating, not only here, but on the track as well. She's just qualified for Junior World Championships, which is unreal to see.
Yeah, and a good result for the local area. She's from the Sunshine Coast, so great that the local community got to see, you know, one of their real emerging stars. Jackson Simons from Sorrento, so a gold medal heads over to Western Australia. He won the men's beach sprint in the Opens. So medals are going everywhere here at these Australian Championships, which is what it's all about. We've got 313 clubs nationally. So many of them are represented here across these 9 days, across the Youth Masters and Open programs. So yeah, fantastic that medals are going all over Australia. Everyone's having a great time, and well, 3 days to go. Well, what good times we've got ahead, I'm sure.
Don't we ever? This is where it just starts to, you know, really kick into the program. We start seeing quarters jump into semis, and then you start seeing your finals. So this is, you know, coming down to the crunch time where you want to start qualifying for these big finals, but not peak too early.
Yeah, right. Great to have you with us on the show again this morning, Kirsty. You'd be mad if you didn't get down to the Sunshine Coast. If you're anywhere near the local area, Maroochydore, Mooloolaba, Alexandra Headland, come and have a look. If not, you can find results on the Surf Life Saving Australia website, sls.com.au. Join the conversation on social media, hashtag Aussies 2016. Can't wait to see you later this evening.